So the LAist, which is an online magazine, they had a whole article about LAHSA transparency. And I didn't know this, but so this was 2024, 2 years prior. This agency finally acknowledged that they were going to start filing these Form 700s or these potential conflicts of interest forms. So before that, they had not thought that they had to let people know they had a conflict of interest. So this to me blew my mind because this is like a bigger potential scandal of $700 million budget. And it wasn't until 2 years ago that they had to start disclosing their own personal financial interests. And they're also reluctant to make people retroactively do it. Like this agency, some people have filed, but LAist has kind of reached out to him and said like, well, is everyone going to file? Like we should know like if anybody has a potential conflict of interest. And they're like, well, we don't think we should retroactively make people do this. Like, you know, it's more like moving forward, like we'll do this, but like, we're not going to make people go back into it. It's like, why not? Like, if you have nothing to hide, just make people file what they're supposed to file. So I think there's probably a bigger scandal here of all this money in terms of the homeless industrial complex and what's going on in LA. It's mind blowing. And on top of everything else that's going on with the wildfires, this was from LA council member Monica Rodriguez. She has called on the city, which sends about $300 million a year to LAHS. So this was 2 years ago. It is really disappointing that what continues to be shown is a lack of transparency for conflicts, for performance of contracts, for data. I don't understand what it's going to take for LHSA to get the message that they're a public agency that requires transparency and accountability to the taxpayers and to the governmental agencies that fund them. So now you got city council people who are after you because you're not being very transparent with where this money is going.
If you're advocating for tax dollars to go anywhere and you're signing the contracts of where they go, you should definitely be filing transparency Form 700 forms of any possible conflict of interest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we're sending this money here and it benefits my spouse, okay, that's probably a conflict of interest.